With just over 10 league games to go, it's safe to say now is a terrible time to start having a wobble. Here's hoping a upset in the Cup and revenge at the Emirates against Arsenal might help us get back on track.
As the Uruguayan curls one in. Oh, Middlesbrough take the lead!
What is up, guys? Matthew here and welcome back to another episode of Project Boro, and today we take a well-needed break from the league for a cup game at the Emirates, a repeat of the last 16 that we had in this very competition one season ago, to which we of course lost to Arsenal 3-2, I think it was. We were 3-0 down that day and we brought it back to 3-2. But I'm quite relieved for the cup game, if I'm honest, because it gives us a chance to just forget about the league a little bit, and it's safe to say things have gone off the boil a bit. We've had only 2 games since the last episode, of course, but we didn't win either of them. We lost 1-0 away to Huddersfield, and this was a little bit akin to the Bristol City away performance that we had a while back. It was really poor performances across the board, a lot of players just not up to it, and Huddersfield should have, on another day, probably put the same number of goals past us that Bristol City did. We also had disallowed goal in the second half, which was really frustrating, and that's the way it's sort of going at the moment. We then went to Millwall. We went to the Den. Tough place to go, but Millwall, I think, had lost their last 5, and again, it's just not falling for us. We dominated throughout, as you can see by the XG, had the better of the game right until the very, very death, and they nicked a goal second half. We had an Isaiah Jones goal disallowed again in the first half, and an injury to Morgan Rogers, and we dropped 2 points away to Millwall. So yeah, it's safe to say since the start of February, it's been very, very inconsistent, and in the league, if you take the Luton game out of the equation, we've won 2, drawn 2, lost 2. It's not the form we need to go into the final run-in, and sadly, Nottingham Forest have turned it up. One of the parachute relegated teams who, let's be honest, have an absolutely ridiculous squad, are starting to turn things up now. They've got Hudson-Odoi, they've got Emmanuel Dennis, they've got Gibbs White as the 10, they've got Anthony Elanga coming off the bench. I mean, he's a Premier League standard player. I said this, didn't I, not too long ago, that this is probably a side that will come good at the right time, and inevitably their incredible talent and squad will eventually take control, and they seem to be doing that right now. I mean, their bench is ridiculous. They've got a Wanye on the bench, Joe Worrell's on there, Danilo, Murillo, even the players who can't make the bench at the minute. Anthony Elanga, he can't make the bench. Callum O'Hare, Ryan Yates, Joe Rebo, Patson Daka, who we had last season. I mean, Harry Toffolo's nowhere even near the squad. Josh Bowler's in there as well. It's ridiculous, and I am a little bit concerned that we just don't quite have the legs, the quality and the depth to match them over a 46 game season. I feel like it is coming to the point now where they're just turning it up into that extra gear, and we just simply can't stick with them. I mean, it's proven the case with Leicester, who just kept winning. They're out of sight and probably as good as promoted now. So it could be playoffs again for us, which would be really, really frustrating. We are going to have to perform out of our absolute skin to, I think, compete with Forest for the top 2 at this stage. And I think the schedule is playing a big part as well. We've really, really struggled throughout February. It's literally been a game every couple of days. We had the replay to Luton, which we didn't really need. Wycombe midweek, Huddersfield midweek, Arsenal now midweek. The squad's really, really struggling to maintain its sharpness, its fitness, and we are getting the odd injury as well. So Morgan Rogers is the latest to be injured. Sol Bryn, as you guys know, was injured in the last episode. He's been sort of playing and nursing that, as Seny Dieng is still a little way off. Pelistri's almost back, which is a boost, but yeah, we're just going through a spell now where players are out of form, tired, going through a bit of a drop-off. I'm hoping if we are going to have a dip in form, we've had it now, and we can find a second wind to really, really kick on and finish the season strong and maybe still compete for the top 2, but it's going to be really, really difficult. So today we get to take our minds away from it. We've got Arsenal in the 5th round of the FA Cup, which will be unbelievably exciting, and that could give us the confidence boost we need. And then we're back at the Riverside and we host Ipswich Town, who themselves are 9th at the moment, and if I'm right, have had a very good run of form as well of late, and will again provide a really tough challenge for us. So 2 huge games in this episode. Fingers crossed we can get things back on track. So here's the team to play Arsenal in the Cup. We have gave the boys an extra day's rest just to try and, get them back to full fitness and take some of the load off of them. But Sol Brynn remains in goal. Dieng still not quite there. He's getting closer. I think he'll probably be ready for the next episode, but he will miss both games today. Arroyo, McKenna, Lenihan and Manning are the back 4. Midfield, we've got O'Brien behind McGree, and Doyle Hackney's form still not up to scratch. Jones will play alongside Bangura, whose form's been very up and down of late, and Martial will come in just because I feel like this is the sort of big game feel for him, even though Lath has been absolutely terrific for us recently. I do think he's definitely going to come on and play a part in this game just to monitor the fitness of Martial. But Palistri's on the bench, which is good. We'll try and give him a couple of minutes today to get him back up to full match sharpness. And I dare say the rest of the squad is coming back slowly. Again, as I say, I'm hoping we are going to just get over this, really, really poor form and come back strong. And, give Forest a real run for their money come the end of the season. But you do just worry that, these parachute teams just have too much. You can stick with them for so long, but it comes a point to which you just run out of legs. And even though our squad is fantastic and we've gave the top 2 a real push this season, I think if we are to beat Forest to it, it would be an incredible achievement given their squad. But we're underway here in the Cup. And I just wanted to check I have got us set up correctly out of possession. And we've already made an absolute clanger. We've given the ball away in our own half, and it's 1-0 to Arsenal. After 15 seconds, that's what's been happening. Players not on the same wavelength. Passing the ball completely. I mean, what's McKenna doing here? I don't even think he's looking. Is Arroyo asleep? No idea. Martinelli pounced on it, played it into Eddie Nketiah, and already this is looking like a big uphill struggle. And the last thing we want is to get well beaten, because that will not do our confidence any good whatsoever. I have gone balanced. And I was wondering, maybe we look at a counter-attacking setup for this game specifically. But yeah, this could be ugly, and it could be ugly quick. Martinelli makes it 2-0 after 4 minutes. And I think within 4 minutes of this game, I think our FA Cup run is pretty much over. 2 shots, 2 on target. The absolute clinical nature of the top end of the Premier League, it's ruthless. It really is. All I can do is encourage the boys, but it could be to absolutely no avail here, as I have a horrible feeling, with our form especially, Arsenal are going to score with every single attack at the moment. This could get ugly. Nketiah's in behind here. He's in behind McKenna. He's hit the post. He's offside though. Dearie me. We can't get hammered. We just can't do it. Martinelli's having an absolute field day up against Arroyo down the right-hand side. Things have just gone wrong, guys. They've really started to go wrong. Can we nick something? No, we can't. That's a poor corner straight into the arms of Agurkan? I've never heard of him. Must be Arsenal's new backup goalkeeper. But we have, at least, looking at the FA Cup in an isolated fashion, we have achieved what we set out to do in the FA Cup this season. It's just a shame we've come up against the same side that beat us last season and are one of the best sides in the Premier League. And they're dragging us from left to right here. Nelson's been allowed space on the right-hand side. Cuts it back, plays it into Fabio Vieira. And I think that was saved by Sol Brynn. to keep the score respectable. Keep telling Arroyo to Mark Martinelli. He's absolutely torturing him down that right. We do head the ball out. Here's Isaiah Jones to Riley McGree, and that's end of that highlight. We are just getting battered here. There's just not a highlight to speak of. It's just wave after wave of attacks from Arsenal, and maybe a bit like we did in the last cup game in this very same fixture last season. We just go positive in the second half, even go attacking and just throw everything at them. We've got nothing to lose. And we got 2 goals from it last season, but they've cut through us again, and I think he's offside. VAR will have a look, I believe. I didn't think Nelson was offside there, if I'm brutally honest. I thought he was onside. VAR's going to have a look, and it was offside. So we've been let off there. I mean, that was a beautiful little ball slipped in. He has just slipped offside there. But I think second half, I'm going to go attacking. We're going to just have to go for it. We've not registered a single shot on target. Or not even a shot at all. It's like we're just sat there waiting to be beaten. Let's not concede a third on the brink of half-time, please. That would make already an impossible task ridiculous. We couldn't get back from 3-0 last season. I don't want to have to do the same again. Here's Kai Havertz running through the centre of defence, unchallenged, crosses it in, and it is 3-0. And Nketiah taps it home, and I think any hope is gone. I mean, look at the momentum. It's absolutely ridiculous. Too easy. I'm not going to knock the boys too much because I don't want to affect their confidence. I'm just going to say, given how bad we were, I'm expecting us to make up for it. Martial's anxious. I'm going to try and... Yeah, that's helped him gain a bit of confidence. We're simply going to have to... Have they got another highlight? Yeah, they have. Straight away, 47 seconds. They've got a penalty! I didn't even see that. Literally, the highlight happened so quick, I didn't even see the tackle. And they've got a penalty, and I cannot tell you what for. Deary me. Deary me. If this is what we expect when we go up, I don't want to go up anymore. Sorry, we'll stay in the Championship forever. I mean, yeah, we're having to press every single one of their attacking players because they're just absolutely having a field day. They've got a free kick. I don't even want to watch. I'm going to make some changes. I may as well just give some other players a run. Palestri can have his first minutes since his injury. I'll rest one of the defenders. I'll bring in Rav. I'll bring on Force. I'll leave it at that for now. But sod's law. In fact, I should really bring on Latilath. He's much more deserving of some minutes, so we'll bring him on instead. And yeah, Palistri for Jones. And we keep getting told to rest the centre backs every other game, pretty much, because they just can't play 2 games within a week for some reason. Fabio Vieira almost makes it 5. Solbrin did make a save that time. Deary me. I just want this game over. We've gone attacking. It's made no difference whatsoever. We finally have a highlight, and Zinchenko has made easy pickings of that down the right hand side. The only hope is that they get complacent, but even then I've got no hope whatsoever that we're going to get anything anywhere near back into this game. Reece Nelson plays it into Fabio Vieira. Gabriel now back to Vieira, and Nketiah's in behind again. He's having an absolute field day, and it's 5. Jesus. What has happened to this team? I remember saying when we got this replay, or when we got this, when we got drawn Arsenal, I felt like this team would be more competitive than last season's. Nowhere near as competitive as last season's, and I don't know if that's a fair comparison or if it's the form we're in, but we still haven't registered a shot, and it's 6-0. This is ugly. This is getting real ugly. I'm going to have to berate them. I don't want to because we're not expected to win this game, but what is going on? They've got another corner. Bangura's dropped an absolute clanger. I've never seen so many sub-6 ratings in quick succession as I have in recent weeks. Tommy Doyle's just absolutely gave that away. Have we got anyone to come on for Bangura? I'm guessing Engel. We're going to have to bring Engel and play him as a winger. Because Bangura is dropping probably the worst performance I think I've seen. We've had Force drop a sub-6. We've had Bangura now drop a sub-6 rating. I'm trying not to let this result get to me too much, but it's very difficult. And Tommy Doyle finally registers a shot on target. We had a shot. It took 74 minutes for us to have a shot. I'm not even going to go attacking. I'm going to just preserve your fitness, boys. Preserve your fitness. Slow down the tempo. Let's just get to the end of this game. I don't want to throw the towel in, but we need to just preserve the boys because we've got a game coming up in the league against Ipswich, which is a million times more important than this. And we cannot afford to go into it playing anything like we are at the moment. It is worrying. Very, very worrying. Palestri's in behind and Palestri gets us a goal back. And I think VAR's going to look to see if he's offside. It's a good ball over the top, I think. Was it O'Brien who played him in? Ooh, it's very tight. It's a great finish. We've missed him. We've missed Palestri so much since he got injured. And they're still looking at it. He's onside. He is onside. Yeah, it's been given. Cool. Right, I'm going to rest Tommy Doyle. Oh no, we've run out of subs. Never mind. Never mind. We'll just cruise to the end. At least we've got a goal. At least the Boro fans have got a goal to cheer. It could get even worse. It could be 7 here. And I do remember us losing 7-0 to Arsenal in the Premier League back in the mid-2000s. They might be about to almost match that scoreline here. Lewis Skelly has just been able to run as freely into the box as humanly possible, unchallenged. And it was a case of, pick your spot, mate. Look at this. Picks the ball up. Look at that. No, who was that? Engel. Just let him run by. Engel, you're meant to be a defender. Just because you're on the pitch as a winger doesn't mean you should just give up all your defensive... I don't know. But Arsenal, 19 shots, 12 on target. An XG of 4.61. This has been a harrowing defeat. One we will try to forget about very, very quickly. You can't say you did yourself proud. I don't want to patronise them without knocking their morale. I'll just say I don't like what I saw. That's all you can say. But we've crashed out of the FA Cup in some style. 7-1 to Arsenal. And I never want to play Arsenal for as long as I live. And as we get, this is a gamely email we keep getting every game. Darragh Lenihan and Scott McKenna need a rest. They need a rest every day of the week. I cannot wait for this schedule to slow down. It's absolutely relentless. We've got Ipswich next up, and then thankfully we've got a week's rest after that, and March looks a little bit lighter on the schedule. But this match coming up against Ipswich is huge. They're a team on fire at the moment. We're at home. I don't think we can afford to lose at home. This is a very, very, very big league game to not only bounce back from what's just happened, but it might also help us get back into the top 2. And I'll take that, if I'm honest, just to get back ahead of Forest. They've got Sunderland, so actually, second place, 6th. There's a chance here. If we can get a win by hook or by crook, we could still salvage something from this episode. So here's the team ahead of the Ipswich game, a team who have won 5 on the bounce, and yet we're still somehow favourites to win, which is interesting. But we are still having Sol Bryn in goal. Dieng, he's close, but not quite close enough, so Bryn will remain in goal. I've put Ferguson back in. I feel like we have got a bit of an issue at right back at the minute. Neither of them are particularly looking great. Whereas left back, we've got Manning or Engel, which is a different proposition, although Manning had a shocker last time out, it is worth saying. But yeah, McKenna will play. I have stuck Darrell Lenihan in there. He does need a rest, but he's been one of our better performances in the last 5 games, so I'm going to keep him in because he simply is just too good and we need leaders at this moment in time. Ryan Manning will play on the left. I mean, the morale of the boys is really, really low at the moment. I wonder if I can quickly just get them in. No, we can't. I'll have a team meeting afterwards. I should have probably done it before we had this game, just to give them a boost of morale. But we'll see how we get on. Doyle McGree play in midfield. I did swap Hackney out. It's reverted back to whatever I had him before. I've just realised, so I'm going to have to make the changes again. But yeah, O'Brien is going to come in for Hayden Hackney, who I had a look at the stats, and it's crazy how poor he's playing at the moment. Hayden Hackney, he's given the ball away. He's up there in the league with losing possession. He's up there, as one of the lowest who wins possession. I just can't explain why he's doing everything so badly in midfield at the moment. But yeah, we're going to stick with that. McGree, Doyle, O'Brien, Jones is going to start. I am going to start Pellistri because I simply just need him back in this team. Martial is in there as well. I think we just need to forget about what happened in the last match and hope for a reaction. But we couldn't be playing an Ipswich Town side in stronger form, if I'm honest. So let's mention the home advantage. Isaiah Jones has gained some confidence. Not really much from the players. Manning is unsure, which worries me. That morale's a little low at the minute, and we can't let it spiral out of control. It's a bit like last season, isn't it? We sort of had a loss of morale at a crucial time and recovered just, but we lost near enough every game up until the final game of the season when we nicked the playoff spot. We aren't going to be afforded that luxury this season. We are going to have to be on it until the very end, otherwise we are going to drop into the playoffs, and that's where we will finish. And Ipswich are a side who are looking to chase down them very playoff places. Now, can we get an early goal? Jones in the box after the flick on, and Jones does put it in the corner. It looked like the weakest shot I've ever seen. It rolled into the back of the net in slow motion. But Isaiah Jones puts us 1-0 up, and that could not be any better. Ferguson to Martial, who nods it. Martial into Jones, who loses his man. And I mean, the finish, it literally was like a bowling ball rolling over the line. But it went in. And that's a big, big goal. And it puts us back into second as things stand. We've started well here. But here come Ipswich. Tommy Smith, the player who we let go last season. Is it written in the stars that he plays a big part here in Ipswich? Getting back into the game. Here he is, Tommy Smith. Whips it back post. Oh, and it's headed in by Chem Campbell, of course. Tommy Smith gets himself an assist because FM. Sol Bryn, I don't know what he was doing. He tried to come out, didn't, got caught in two minds. Oh, I need Senny Dieng back in my life. Why does he have to keep getting injured? Every season. Every season. Ferguson's injured. I'm going to have to swap him out for Arroyo. Seems like Senny just gets injured every couple of months, and it's always really crucial when he does, and we always lose form. Trust him to dislocate his bloody shoulder when we were on form. But we've started well, and I'd hate to see it go and be obliterated quickly. Hurst's in behind here, but Lenihan's on the cover. Bryn plays it out to McKenna now. Here's Riley McGree. I'm very wary of some of the really poor individual errors that have slipped in. There's one. Keeps happening. Doyle, though, wins it back well. Here's Pellistri. I've missed him. O'Brien. It was a good overlapping run there by Manning, but he didn't bother to pick him out. He's played it backwards to Lenihan. And here's Tommy Doyle. I'd love to see him rekindle his form from the early stages of the season. But here is Pellistri. Go on, son. Great ball over the top to Anthony Martial. Oh, he's offside anyway. But dearie me, should be hitting the target from there. That was one of them Martial clangers that he hits from time to time. Oh, and Doyle's got a knock as well. Oh my God. Can we just not have a bit of luck, man? The schedule's killing us right now. I know every team's got to play the same schedule, but Jesus. FA Cup replays and trips to Arsenal midweek. I am glad we're out of that competition, if I'm honest. Plays it back to Twanzebe though, as Ipswich look to build again. Playing it around. I'm waiting for them to just trigger that ball in behind. Tommy Smith, gift us a winning goal, Tommy, please. Morsey, great tackle. That's a good tackle. He got the ball. Don't send him off. He got the ball. Don't you dare, referee. Oh my God. It's just all going wrong. He got the ball. The ball moved direction from in play to out for a throw-in. So how can you possibly give that? How can you give that as a sending off? It's ridiculous. Honestly, when it rains, it pours. I tell you. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Right, we're going to have to bring McGree into O'Brien into midfield because he's having a good game. Have him as a ball winner. And then McGree will have to go off for Lucas Engel. And we're going to have to play with a 4-2-2-1. Or a 4-2-2-1. I just cannot believe that was a red card. We're going to have to go balanced as well. Because we're a man down and Ipswich are a good team. We can't go gung-ho and just stay positive. We need to get a point from this game at the very least. That was never a sending off for me. It really wasn't. I remember when we had the sending off against Lenihan, and a lot of you guys commented and said it wasn't a sending off. And it wasn't. It was never last man. We appealed it, and the appeal didn't work. So what these officials are seeing is ridiculous. I'm going to say you've been very unlucky. You've done nothing wrong. Apart from, well, not even Manning. He didn't even do anything wrong. Honestly. It's absolutely crazy. When things start going wrong, they really do start going wrong. But this is a time for someone to just pull something out the bag, show that bit of character, and do something special. And we have had a header there, but McKenna puts it over the bar. We still seem to be playing all right, given the fact we're a man down. But I might be about to eat my words. Here's Diop. Engel has been caught inside to Campbell. Oh, well. They got lucky there. Engel got absolutely done, but Pellistri has saved his backside there with a crucial block. But it could be in vain as the corner is in and it's headed over the bar by Diop. They're going more attacking. Forest are winning. They're beating Sunderland. They've had 2 players injured. And now they're 2-0. They're 3-0 up. Oh my God. Nothing is stopping this Nottingham Forest team. Nothing. Right. Loads of players absolutely on their arse. Bangura, I don't want to play you, but you're having, I'm going to have to do it. Laugh for Jones. Oh, Jones is having a good game. Let's leave Jones on, even though he's not looking very fit at the minute. Tommy Doyle. I don't have any faith in Hayden Hackney at the moment, so I'm going to have to bring on Dan Barlasser. I don't want to go too up top because I feel like we'll give the game to Ipswich. Ferguson for Arroyo, who's unsure. I'm hoping someone can just score a screamer from absolutely nowhere with Ipswich pushing forward. I'm going to go positive just for stoppage time, but I have a feeling that's going to be that. And it's going to be another game without a win. I think we were unfairly done with a very harsh red card, and that, I think, essentially left us with one hand tied behind our back, to be honest with you. And I'm going to sympathise with the boys. It was one of those days. They did well to keep Ipswich out, given the fact they were a man down. But it's another game without a win. Forest battered Sunderland. They're 3 points clear. I tell you, I can't see them stopping. I feel like the top two have just found that extra gear. Leicester have gone. Forest are stretching their legs. And to be fair, Blackburn could jump us with whatever game they've got. Can we appeal it? Look at this incident again. I swear to God he gets the ball. Oh, we didn't even see it. Oh, come on, game. It won't even let us see it. We can't rewind it to even see the incident. I'm gonna appeal it anyway. It probably won't get over thingied, but whatever the word is, overwritten. I don't know. Well, I'm going to do this press conference and I'll be back in a second. So I stood up for the team and, played down the challenge that got Manning sent off. But yeah, as it stands, we are third in the championship, only 3 points behind Forest, but as you can see, no wins in 4, in desperate need of a pickup. I think now is a good time to hold that team meeting. I've completely forgotten where you do it. Where the hell is team meeting? There it is. Let's pick up the morale. I know it's not been easy recently, but we're good enough to turn things round. Absolutely. Lenihan, sort it out, lads. None of us have been good enough. That's the sort of reaction I was hoping for, and I would say I respect those who've done it. There's a few who've just not really responded, but it's increased morale a bit. But what a time for players to just start feeling miserable, eh? But, we've got to try and fight Forest to the very end. I don't know how we're going to do that. But coming up, we've got Preston, 17th, Luton, 13th, Blackburn. What a huge game that is. Watford, 20th. What I'm going to do is we will have a couple of games off screen. I think I'm going to come back for Watford and Leicester. Or maybe Blackburn and Watford. And then, we'll come back for Blackburn and Watford. And then we'll play Leicester, Derby and Hull off screen. And then, depending on where we are, we'll either play the final 2 or the final 3 games. I think the reason why I'd say the final 3 is because I didn't do that in my Road to Glory. And we missed an amazing game where we obviously got survival in that career mode. Spoiler, by the way. So, depending on where we are, it could all be completely gone and we're in the playoffs and we can't get top 2. If that's the case, we'll play the final 2 games. If we're in with a shout at top 2, then we'll play the final 3. But can anyone stop this? Anything? Can anything stop this? Take the FA Cup out of it. Can anything stop this? Nottingham Forest team lost once in the league this year. Haven't lost, although they've lost once to Derby, and that was the last win before that was Boxing Day. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now that is it, guys. We'll be back in the next episode with the penultimate episode of Season 2 here at Project Boro, and like last season, we'll see how we get on, and depending on where we end up, we might continue on, we might not. I don't know if I can take a second defeat in the playoffs or a second round of playoff heartbreak, if I'm honest. So I'm hoping we get promoted and we can do a third season in the Premier League, but we'll see. Things can change quickly in football and Forest might have a wobble. We'll have to wait and see. But if you want to see what happens next, tune into the next episode. We upload these daily, of course, alongside my Road to Glory save. And it'll be the penultimate episode tomorrow, and then the finale will be the day after. But a big thanks for watching, guys. Do take care. Hit the like button. It really helps the video out and supports the channel as well. And until next time, take care, guys. I'll see you all next time.